Easy fix set. Allow allied units on front lines decision to false, and once at least one province bordering Romania is occupied, tag over to them, transfer it to Germany, otherwise you cannot have any troops in the south because the Axis miners will choke it. Yeah, and that already seems to be happening. Badly. But that's also because all of my tanks are down there. Yeah, that's literally where the tank push is going to come. Hopefully we can just push ahead of the attrition issues. Singapore, the Gibraltar of the East, has been seized by the Imperial Japanese forces despite having been considered an impregnable fortress by its other British owners. The Japanese military administration of Singapore has chosen the Fullerton building as its headquarters. Oh, that's a point. I'm not allied to Japan, so if Japan declares war on the Netherlands... Oh, the Netherlands may join the Allies. At which point, they become a problem. I'll deal with that if and when it happens. We're training another infantry army, so hopefully we can deal with it. And there we go, we got the Condor. So now I'm going to research the 109G fighter. And then there's another interceptor available here. We're getting close to the end of the tree in terms of aircraft. Out of interest. So what's the difference between these? I want to know how big a jump this middle one is. Air defense the same. Agility is slightly higher. It's 3.5 versus 1.5 with the G14s. The G14 is actually the smallest change, although it's quite significantly quicker. Slightly better air superiority, slightly better air attack, so it's going to be better against bombers. Interestingly, the range drops every time, but I guess that's made up by the fact that agility and speed goes up. So range probably stays roughly the same. But the short answer is it's not a huge difference. And then what about the G14 versus the Interceptor? Interceptor is quicker, shorter range, higher air attack, lower reliability, and more expensive. Yeah, see, I don't understand the point of the Interceptors. 20 kilometers per hour quicker, but less agility. I thought the Interceptors would be like mega short range, but better at shooting planes down. Am I having problems with strat bombers? No. I'm not sure that I will, because America would have to position the strat bombers in Britain, and they can't. There's no supply getting through because of the number of convoys we're sinking with the Navy. And we are sinking a lot of frickin' convoys. Still mostly British, which is kind of interesting. So this is Britain desperately trying to buy an oil. Oof. 2 sets of 13 there. 3 sets. No, I think that was just repeating. How many convoys do you have left, Britain? Because it can't be a lot. 2. It's not a lot. We choked them. So, the German initiative at sea was a success. And now we need to worry about the Americans shipping supplies over to their aircraft. And yeah, Britain's out the war. They're done. They're not going to be supplying these guys, so the Italians can just roll right over them. In fact, look how weak these units are, because they're just not getting their reinforcements. Good. Good. So we are starting the war against the Soviets a little bit late, but I think it was worth it because we effectively won the war in the West already. And if America ever hopes to get a D-Day going, He's got to get through my blockade while dealing with the Japanese. Now, I don't like that you're sinking my convoys. How many do I have? Because I don't really want to assign... and click on me. Intel. It's just quicker to check. I have loads. I'm fine. Oh, it's there. 1,300. Of which we are using 81. We're fine. And just to double check, what am I building right now? Ooh, loads of subs. And yeah, a couple of destroyers to keep my own supply lines open. We could do it buying in a tiny bit more aluminium. Which we can buy from Vichy. And there we go, British Malaya has capitulated. So British, that was 33 American. Convoys just sunk in one go. So Britain can no longer get rubber. Except from the Dutch, which they would have to purchase. Don't know where they're getting their convoys from, because they keep on appearing. Maybe it's an American Lend-Lease to give them convoys. You know what? I reckon that probably is it. So America right now is using 10 dockyards and building convoys. Britain's got to be using 100% at this point. I mean, they have to be. Yeah. 3 on capital ships, 22 on screens, and then probably about 24 on convoys. It's a deal! A top-class trade delegation returned from a mission yesterday. Relations with Bolivia has improved. Cool. A couple of technologies are about to come through. Kurbelwagen. Which was a better car, I believe. I thought. Oh, stop clicking on them, dragging. No. Stop it. Oh, I've fallen behind in tank tech. That's not good. That's you. So we got the most modern type of car now, but yeah, we really need to get the tanks. And I think it's probably the Panzer... Well, no, I need to get the Panzer 3Js researched so that we can get the Panzer 3Ms as well. Because I'm building 2, 3s and 4s. With Czech tanks still in reserve. Okay, we're going to upgrade the Kugelwagen. Because that's going to help us with the recon and command divisions. And there we go, we have maxed out our air experience. I'm just going to double check that there is nothing I can do with the air experience. Oh yeah, and experience is now going to be used for doctrine research. You don't use technology anymore, it's all experience. The short answer is no. Australian convoys. British destroyers sunk. Good. Or American destroyers. The more destroyers we sink, the better. Gives our submarines an easier time. Oh, I forgot about that tune. Are we still having resistance issues? Yes. So it's a good thing that we are upgrading the MPs, because that will really help with this situation. Because at the moment we are gaining basically no compliance. Well, we are, it's just really slow. Outdated tanks in the frozen plains of Russia in the midst of winter. I see no problem here, and anyone saying otherwise is a traitor to the cause. I can get another operative. A well-groomed seducer. Sure. Welcome to Russia. You can be responsible for that area. It looks like the Italian... Oh, of course, the Italians can get out of Suez now. And the Italians are beating the living daylights out of the British because no fuel. There's not a huge amount they can do about this. Except I think they do still have fuel. They're just not going to be buying any in. And the reserves are, I think, going down. They're 71% currently. We'll need to remember that number. It's more useful than the raw hundreds of thousands of barrels. We are still sinking a lot of convoys. Oh, an American light cruiser. Nice. That's an engagement going on. American destroyers with just no screen. Oh, 35 convoys. This is going to be all of the supply trying to get to America, to Britain. Those destroyers did nothing. Operating too far away from home. Too close to me. 71% was my intel. Oh. Oh yeah. In that case, we don't know how much of their maximum they have. Because we're not really spying on the Brits anymore. This is purely based on recon flights, I think. And also just what we're sinking at sea. It's another destroyer down. Who is the cruiser admiral? Oh yeah, Salvachter. Do you have any further upgrades? You have just hit level 6, so you should have a couple of trait slots open. Oh man, you are getting really close to getting Ironsides. Heck yes. And blockade runner. Oh, this gives you more screening efficiency, so you need one less destroyer per ship. That's kind of cool. But yeah, once he has Ironsides, I can grab, like, big guns expert. Probably marksman. Because I don't need those. Fleet protector we're nowhere even close to getting. In fact, that's a bit weird. Spotter requires 1,000. It's really hard to get experience in Spotter, though. I'm a little bit surprised that, like, Blockade Runner and Fly Swatter require 150 experience, and Spotter and Fleet Protection require 1,000. Even Seawolf is only 100. And it's really easy to get Seawolf. Unless they've modified how you get experience, which is possible. I mean, actually, surface fleets getting Spotter is probably easier than submarine fleets. And Dönitz is doing his thing. Salvachter is actually a higher level than Dönitz at this point. Because our surface raiding strategy has been really effective. Although we could probably do with building a couple more light cruisers just to flesh those two out. Alright, how are we doing with the timer? Tick tock, tick tock. As much as I'm absolutely loving the fact that we're just stiffing it to the Brits and the Americans, and here we go, we're actually fighting against their They're convoy ships at the moment. And we are just picking away at them. Chip, chip, chip. Because spotter is gained whilst performing missions. Well, the problem is you don't actually get experience. It's really weird, but you do not get spotting experience for spotting enemy ships. You get spotting experience for fighting them. The only way to get experience is through actual combat. Unless they've changed it for this mod. That's how it works in vanilla. That's why it's basically impossible to train spotting commanders. Another one. Oh, they hit one of my cruisers hard. Ouch. Damn it, they got one. That's actually a bad loss for us. Cruisers we struggle to replace. But we are killing a lot of convoys, and again, if we knock out the American convoys, then they can't supply their air force abroad. And we are sinking them. One convoy. Yes, their fuel reserves are definitely going down. Marvellous. Oh, it's probably the American... No, it's the French Air Force. Spitfire, 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 Warhawk. Yeah, those are all British. Warhawk's American. Washington, D.C. Conference. Winston Churchill, Chiang Kai-shek and Franklin Delano Roosevelt have reached an accord in the higher collaboration against the Japanese menace after much discussion. Some experts say this conference would mark the downfall of the Empire of Japan in the not-so-distant future, as three of the most powerful nations in the world have decided to stand up against the Empire of Japan together. If it were true, then the Japanese might have a hard time waiting for them. I do kind of hope that the Americans are spending most of their efforts going after Japan. Republic of China, that's the China I'm supporting. I think. No, it's not. It's, no, Reform Republic is their one. That's just straight up Japan. So yeah, it is the Republic of China that I'm supporting. But I don't see them holding out for that much longer. They've lost 3 million people now. They still have about 70 factories though there. They are not out. Oh, now here's a question. How many Americans have I killed? Because that's all going to be people at sea. Actually, the Japanese have killed more than I have. So America has not started to ship troops to Europe. China can afford to lose a lot of men. That's true. They just need to hold until the Americans and the Brits get involved. If I don't completely hamstring the Americans by sinking them as they come to Britain's aid. Like, they need to do a East first strategy as opposed to West first. Pacific strategy instead of Atlantic. When do I get my new planes? Not for a while. That is quite a few Soviet light tank divisions. Don't have... Oh yes we do. We do have dedicated anti-tank. Okay. Fine. The USSR annexes Tanutuva. In a press release earlier today, Moscow announced the formal annexation of Tanutuva. The Supreme Soviet agreed to a request from the Tuvan Parliament for membership in the USSR. The small Tuvan People's Republic, which has only been officially recognized by the Soviet Union and Mongolia, will be organized as an autonomous state. The only person China really cannot afford to lose is Billy! Durnit is kind of a diet Helfric. Yeah, he kind of is. Whoa! Okay, that was a success. 34 convoys and 3 destroyers. The light cruiser has been avenged! And this is going to be all of the American supply trying to get to Britain to supply the Air Force. I hope. Oh, Central Germany is being... It's being what? It's not being anything. Let's just get a couple of fighters here, just on Overwatch duty more than anything. I wonder, am I suffering attrition down here? No, not even slightly. I was wondering because of the sheer number of planes that I've brought in. We are still losing more aircraft than they are. Which really stings, because I've been investing a lot in aircraft. Okay. Let's save the game first, just in case anything goes catastrophically wrong. And there we go. I want everyone on the attack straight away, just to make use of the initial Soviet surprise that I have broken Molotov-Ribbentrop. I know, shocking. No, I hadn't. Denmark is an ally. Unless Denmark joined the Soviets, which is possible? Yeah, they're my ally. Joined in the German-Soviet War, I think is what that was. Germany breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. The non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union, a surprising development to begin with, has now, less surprisingly, fallen apart. Germany has attacked, breaking the pact, and returned to once again openly speaking of the Soviet Union as a menace that must be faced for their visions of a future to become a reality. Soviet leadership is less than pleased, but perhaps less shocked by the betrayal than disappointed that they didn't seize the opportunity first. Okay, next focus. Make the war in the Soviet Union easier. Although actually Gestapo would also be useful. Form the Reichskommissariats. Ostland, Ukraine and Norwegen. Equipment recapture. Oh, that's a free technology. Which gives me more breakthrough, defense, soft attack, and hard attack. Interesting. Let's go for that. It's 24 days. Do I have an air force over the Eastern Front? I do. Although I could probably do with rejigging them slightly. So, sorry guys, but needs must. Against the Soviets right now. Especially in Moldova. Except there's not much space left. Well, the tanks seem to have failed. Oh, no, actually, no, they haven't. They've pushed across. Tanks are doing what they needed to do. And we are slowly pushing them up over there as well. Oh, flipping hell, they have a lot of aircraft. So what am I not deploying right now? Because I also have a lot of extra aircraft, so I actually have a bunch of close air support I need to be bringing in. And I should probably actually use the air transports to fly in supply. Forwards. From somewhere further back where there is better supply. And yes, I do have a lot of CAS. So you three are air supply. Whoops. Oh crap, where were they? There. Oh, you can't reach. This is my problem with air transport. They just have such a short range. Well, you do that for now. But it's really... No, this is not a great idea. What I want to be doing is... Where are the CAS? There they are. Fortunately, CAS also have a short range, so let's pull you back to there. And then bring in 2 new CAS wings into this location. Because close air support absolutely have to be close. Fighters, not so much. CAS, yes.